to the third week of Diverse Beats podcast. Thank you ever so much for joining us. And if you haven't managed to watch the last two podcasts, then do head over to our YouTube channel and you can check those out now. So this week we are coming at you with a bit of something different. So we're going to be looking at press releases. For us as Diverse Beats, this is so important for our artists to be able to understand themselves how to do this so they can have the tools. We're of course happy to help at any stage with the process, but it's the first thing that once you have chosen the campaign with us that we will ask you for. So we just wanted to be able to give you that and make sure that we answer any questions that you might have. So I guess the first place to start would be to kind of discuss what a press release is and why is it important. So Jess, if you want to start, that would be great.
Yeah, I think personally, a press release is almost like your artist CV. It's almost a collation of everything that you can offer, like all cut down, and then that's what you give press companies or radios or whoever you want to send it to. So that's what I would say it is.
Yeah, brilliant. And why would you say it's important?
I think it's almost like your personal advert. It tells people and companies what you've got to offer and what they can then capitalize on and tell the public about.
Yeah, perfect. Michael, what would you say?
I would say very, very important for getting across a backstory, explaining about that current single or project that you may have that you're putting across to them, just for a deeper background. Certain EPKs kind of contain like things on what kind of brought the subject matter around for you to create that project, that or particular project that you're putting across. It's just like an overall kind of spread of what you're presenting to them rather than just the music.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Serhat?
First of all, I would like to welcome everyone on the third episode of our podcast, whoever is watching and everybody that's joined. A press release for an artist is a very, very important component of the process of promoting themselves. As Nicole mentions, and when we first sign a contract with an artist, with a client to promote their music, the first and foremost, we ask for a press release, because without a press release, your promo will still do well, but with a press release, you double or triple your chances of doing even better. I've been receiving music from companies like ours. I'm not going to give any names, obviously, not dissing anybody. But sometimes, just being honest, I'm always honest. You know me, I can't hide it. Sometimes I have received some promos where the press release was literally not more than 3 words. That's only because the artist didn't manage or didn't have a press release. Now, not having a press release is okay. It's possible. But not wanting to have a press release and I'm not pushing it. Now that's not okay. You know what I mean? Because you are now basically sort of tackling yourself. Can you guys hear me, by the way? Because I'm hearing a lot of different noises.
Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait there. One sec.
Oh, yeah. All right, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. There was some extra noises, but yeah, all good. So, okay, Michael is moving.
You get your house tour.
Yeah, I mean, look, these are hard times. Obviously, we are all locked up in our houses, but we are still doing our best, and this is as natural as it gets. You know what I mean? It's quite normal. So yeah, this kind of stuff actually shows that we are still putting in the effort, the time to get this delivered to our followers, listeners. Yeah.
I'm really surprised about. Oh,
go. Sorry.
I was gonna say I'm really surprised about that one artist that you mentioned that literally had like 3 words for their press release. You'd think as an artist, you'd want to take any opportunity to sell yourself that you can, and not just leave it up to someone else.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just honestly, this is real time story. This is real story. I'm not even exaggerating it. I'm not even, changing the story. This is exactly what happened. I opened the email and I thought, you know what, let me go through some promos, because it's what I used to do every Friday. And then I opened up this particular email. I can't remember what was the name of the song, but 3 words: new promo, blah blah blah. Then the artist name. That's it. And then at the bottom it says, click here to listen to the promo. So I'm trying to understand, dude, you spent all that money. I don't know how much. I got a figure in my mind, which you guys already know. I'll mention it to you previously. But, you spending all that money and just providing the company with 3 words to present you. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
No, I think it is really important, and you've touched on a great point, everybody, that it is literally just a place to shout about your music. You've put all this time and effort in, you've put the hours in to get the track, audioly how you want it, and now you have to start kind of shouting about it, telling people what inspired you, telling people why they should listen to the track. Because if you think about it, there's so many artists out there doing exactly what you're doing and trying to reach the industry and get to the top, and you've got to really stand out from the crowd, and your press release is a perfect way for the listener and the consumer to be able to understand this. And yes, you're not sending it out to fans or anything like that, but the people that you are sending it out to, like Jess said, radio DJs, bloggers, anybody like that you're going to for press, they're the ones that they're going to use your press release to be able to build that kind of buzz about you and build that campaign. And so it's really important that you have the right information up there, the update information. It's like if you're going to upload to BBC Introducing, you're going to update your bio, you're going to update everything you can so that radio DJ can tell everybody about you and about the track and why it's important. And you just kind of owe it to yourself, I guess, to get your track out there. And you've put in the hard work. It's just that little bit extra that you've got to put in, and it will really pay off, and the success will be shown with that. So no, brilliant. I completely agree with everybody's answers, and thank you very much.
I have a question.
Go on.
Why do you guys think, I'm going to start with Nicole to answer, and then we're going to move to Michael and Jessica. I just read your name as Mac because it's Mac's book. So why do you think artists overlook this so important aspect of the promotion, the press release? Why do you think they don't really pay as much attention as they should? What's your idea, Nicole?
I think number one, partly because they don't know what to do. They don't know how to write it, and trying to find that information seems a lot scarier. And so rather than dealing with it and building that skill there, and first and foremost, they kind of push it to the side and they think, oh, I don't need that. And that's absolutely fine. We're all guilty of it. But as we said in the last podcast, you have to keep educating yourself, and you have to keep up with what's going on. And the other kind of factor, I think, is they don't see the importance. They don't see the relevance. They maybe think, well, it's admin, I just want people to play my track on Spotify, or I want them to play my track on the radio. That kind of stuff doesn't matter. And that is kind of where they're doing themselves a disservice. And you all learn, and as your career kind of moves on, you understand the importance of things like press releases and EPKs and things like that. And you maybe, as I say, it's just because they don't know what they're doing and they don't understand the importance. But hopefully this podcast will help inform them. That's why we're doing it. And we're here for any questions that anybody might have. So
thank you very much. Thank you very much for your amazing answer. Michael, what do you say? Why do you think artists are overlooking the press release aspect?
I feel like artists sometimes focus themselves or focus their sites on one thing in particular. Especially as an independent artist, tips and tricks on business were far and few like before. And it always comes down to people learning the hard way rather than, being able to go to seminars and kind of have people like us explain things like how they should go about it. so the kind of like the practical side and the business side is balanced out. I just feel like it's not reiterated too much. It's not really put to the forefront by the people who do know and should be explaining it. So artists, you know, when you're just making music, you never deem something like that important if you even know in the first place, you know.
Yeah.
But it is about taking on board, you know, what it takes to be a successful musician on the financial side, the business side as well, because it is essentially your job, your work, you know, even though there's the passion and creativity behind it, you still need to think, can I live in 10 years time off these things that I'm doing? And the key to doing that is, you know, presenting yourself the right way, i.e. press releases, you know, having the right manager, having the right team around you to create that stability. So yeah.
Definitely. Awesome. Thank you very much for a great answer, man. I appreciate that. You know, that's a really good detailed answer. Jess, what about you? What do you say?
I think as everyone has already said, artists focus on their music and their product as much as possible, which obviously that is your craft, that's your art, that's what you want to focus on. But in terms of your music, you're selling your product, and you could have the best product ever, and this applies to any selling of anything, but unless you have, you know, your promotion in place and all the other aspects in place, nobody will ever appreciate your product for its full worth. So I think artists need to realize that it's not enough to have a great track. You need to have all of the other things in motion as well.
Definitely. See, that's also another valid answer, definitely, which gives and provides more details. Let's hope that people who are watching this podcast will understand the importance of press release, and they will actually start paying more attention to it. And on that note, I'm going to pass the ball back to Nicole, and let's take it from there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, I guess the next step to cover, we've obviously said that maybe artists procrastinate, they don't know how to write a press release, and maybe they shy away from that. So let's tell them how to write a press release.
Yeah.
Anyone want to go first, or? Yeah.
Oh, go on.
If you want to go first, it's fine. Go first, it's fine, bro.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
All right. So, with obviously the use of bit of experience and bit of research, I'll come up with some really valuable information, and I'd say, sorry about that. 1 second. Zoom when you're no, I'm not. No, I don't want that. Sorry. I'll just start. Yeah, cool. So here we go. I would like to present some of the key elements of the press release. Obviously, press releases, you could say, it is somewhat like a poem. It has got an intro, and it has got the body, and it's got the outro, and it's got some more key components within those lines. But I'd like to say some of the main elements of a press release is the letterhead or a logo, and media contact information, headline, a deck, introduction, body, and you know the list goes on. But these are some of the very important parts of a press release. And you know, on top, obviously, as you guys all know, when you write a press release, on top of the page you would have your logo and letterhead saying, you know, this is me, like this is my logo, I own this thing, so you know I'm presenting it to you, see it. And secondly, obviously, you have the media contact information, which you provide the following: the name, phone number, email address, mailing address, or you know, other contact information for the PR. That's very important. You should never miss that. It has to be there, definitely. Third, the headline is which basically it is used to grab the attention of the journalists. So in this case, obviously, you know, you put the headline there. So if you're going to promote your music through a company such as Diverse Beats, obviously, you know, you put your press release in this order. So when somebody, one of our contacts, is having access to your promo, and they're going to read the press release first, they will see the headline and then obviously media contact information and your logo first, so they will know what this artist is about. And these are very important, very vital points, and I believe therefore they should be paid high attention to when writing a press release. And I'm done.
Yeah, no, definitely. Couldn't agree
Mhm.
more. Jess, what do you think?
I think what Serhat said is really great for the overall structure and definitely the necessary things that you need in your press release. I think as well, you should maybe, if you have the chance, tailor your press release to each individual project or company that you're talking to, because that makes it more personal to the journalists themselves and they're more likely to want to take it on. And I'd also say maybe add in some things like if you've ever had any quotations done about you by other press things, or include your radio plays, maybe awards if you've had any awards or reviews, things like that to make it more personal.
Definitely. Michael, what about you?
I think like usually I kind of went over a lot of points, to be honest, and I'm thinking to myself, is they gonna take them all before I can drop mine? There was, but obviously it's good because I get to think on my feet, kind of thing. So I would say, what do you want someone to know about this particular project or single that you're sending them the press release of that they can't find out in the audio?
Love that.
Very good point.
So
Very good point.
That's straight to the point, clean and
That's
crisp.
it.
Love it.
What about you,
No,
Nicole?
I absolutely.
yeah, don't try and run. Don't
There we
run.
go. No, I agree with everything everyone said. It's pretty spot on, and I think I would say maybe like the first paragraph should be a brief detail of who you are, if it's a single or an album that you're writing the press release for, the release date, and we spoke a bit about finding your angle as an artist in the last podcast when we covered branding, and this is where you should kind of put that. So have you been a great support act for a well-known name, or have you worked with a really great producer, again a well-known name? And this is kind of where you can start to add that and give yourself a bit more credibility of an artist, so people can see that you are professional and it is your career. You should always have a private SoundCloud link to the track or the album that you're releasing, just because people aren't just gonna play your track or write about your track based on your press release. You have to make sure that you have a link so then they can listen to it as well, and always try and include that in your email also. I would say for the second paragraph, this is where you can go a lot more detail into your track. What inspired you to write it? Who did you write it with? Where was it written? Just anything that kind of sets it out from the rest. And this is where you can really start to build that portfolio on why it's different as well from your other releases. With each release, you have to make sure there's definition in it and it's different. In this way, you can do that. And I think music ultimately is, people enjoy certain music because it's relatable. And so you might be able to tell your story here, and that journalist or that radio DJ or that blogger has gone through a similar thing, or they're going through that, and then that will entice them more to listen to the track. And then the third paragraph should kind of, as Jess said, be about you. What have you achieved? What are your future releases? Have you got anything planned? Who are your similar sounds? Do you sound like the 1975 or Amy Winehouse or Lewis Capaldi or anyone like that, just so people can kind of course you want to have your own brand and you want to have your own identity, but it was kind of like for fans of type thing. So and as Serhat said, always link your socials. I would say also add two press shots, so make sure that you have some really high res pictures and arrange them nicely on the page as well. Maybe have one at the top with the header, and one maybe your album artwork by the information on the track, but don't, if it's just going to be a photo of you in your bedroom or something. I understand that not everybody can get press shots, but maybe just save up a little bit of money so you can get those high quality photos and make sure they're high res. And yeah, that's it from me really. I mean, just make sure that you're sending it out to the right people, you're doing your research, and you're always growing your network and learning as well. Anybody got anything else to add, or do you want me to go to the next question?
I'm happy with the next question.
Yeah, next question.
Brilliant. So we've kind of covered what to do. What would you guys say are the wrong things? What, Serhat has kind of given a brief example already, but when you receive a press release, what don't you want to see? Anybody can go first.
I'd say like a general lack of disorganization, bad spelling, wrong grammar. The way that you present yourself in this needs to be your most professional version of you. So I'd say, just make sure everything's properly spell checked, grammar's all correct, everything like that.
Yeah, brilliant.
I definitely agree with Jessica. I was about to say the same things, but well done. I'd like to say definitely a very well presented and very well organized, done the grammar check, because sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time, especially lately, you come across just messages from normal friends. They often mistaken the difference between you are and yours. That really is one of my pet peeves, and I really can't stand. If I make the mistake, I turn around and correct it. Like, I'll send the correct version, because it irritates. I'm just being honest. It irritates. I just can't help it. It's like, dude, look, I can understand if you're not born in England, and if you're not born in a country which is not the native language is not English, and you're born elsewhere and you learn English afterwards, I totally understand that. Okay, but if you are born in a country which English is the native language and the mother tongue, let me say, and then you are still making mistakes like that, that's also cool, let's just say. But there are tools out there which can help you. So when you type in, there is a software called Grammarly, free of charge. I used it. I still use it. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, still using it, and it's good. It is really, really good. It helps you, and especially back to our subject right now, back to our topic. If you are writing something that is very deep to you, which is going to present to you to the rest of the world, and you are making grammar mistakes, that's a problem. That is a problem. Therefore, you need to take care of that. What I don't want to see is, just like Jessica said, and Nicole asked, I don't want to see grammar mistakes. I really don't want to see that. It seriously presses a button in me. It does something. And stuff. It has to be well organized. It has to be presented the right way. Some of the press release examples I've seen, white background and then texts and then pictures, like Nicole said, or I've seen some other type of press releases which the background is the artist's picture. So the whole press release is, let's just say, on an A4 paper. The background is artist's picture, that dark background, artist's picture, faded in slightly, and then a nice bright up, like, approximately that much, and then it gives all the very important key points or regards to artists, and that's very good. Michael.
I would say don't forget to drop links to the actual audio, or the download links to the actual audio that the press release is actually about. What Nicole said as well about the pictures, they have to be high res as well, man. It has to look professional on all angles, really. You want to know that someone's taking themselves as seriously as they want to be taken. So, it shows.
Absolutely.
Having said that, you can take great pictures with your mobile phone these days.
Yeah. You're right. Definitely right with that.
Yeah. No, when I said, like, don't do it in your bedroom, I that wasn't me being snobby or anything. You don't have to have a professional. It's fine. Not judging here. I just meant, make sure, I'll rephrase, make sure it's high quality, even if it's from the iPhone or from a professional camera.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Perfect. And I think just to add on top of everybody's points and what you all said, don't copy somebody else's press release. I would say you have to make sure it's unique. You have to make sure it stands out. By all means, follow templates and things like that, but make sure if you are following a template, there's plenty on Google. Just make sure that you are maybe changing things around a little bit, and you're able to see, for example, if we're viewing this press release, we're able to see a bit more of you in that press release. We want, the whole point of a press release is to know about you and to build kind of this picture of what you represent and your identity. So make sure that you are, even though it's professional, make sure you are bringing that through to the press release as well. Perfect. Well, I think that's all we've got time for today.
Definitely.
So Serhat, do you just want to quickly mention about the surprise guest next week, or we're going to keep that shum?
I can mention
It's
it
up to
next week. Next Friday, we have the one and only Archie Beats as our guest. He will be joining us next Friday. So please make sure to subscribe, follow the page, drop some comments, and don't forget to watch us next week, because we have Archie Beats, one of the house scene's most up and coming and most sought after. Is that correct?
Mhm.
I don't know. But yeah, Archie Beats next Friday. That's it.
Amazing. Thank you ever so much, everybody, for watching. We hope it's helped. And if you do need to ask us anything, we'll make sure that all our Instagram links and Diverse Beats email addresses in the description box below as well. So feel free to drop us a message. We're always happy to help. And yeah, we're having lots of fun. So thank you for allowing us to do this. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.